There are so many reasons marriages break up and fail in our world today. It has been estimated that 48% of marriages are doomed for failure in the world. This is because the world no longer takes the institution of marriage the way it was supposed to be. The tenets and reason for being married have been misconstrued, and the value placed on marriages today is no longer strong as it once was. Many people have been separated from their spouse or partner, either in a relationship or marriage, only to realize that they were at fault and would do anything to get that spouse back to amend their errors. They show signs of regret in losing that partner. Among these signs are: Number 1. They no longer have the peace and love you showed to them. One of the signs that show your partner regrets losing you is that they no longer have the peace and joy that they once enjoyed in the relationship with you. Most of them left or were separated from you because they let their guard down and were influenced by family, friends, and the distraction of the world. Their heart was filled with lust, and because of this, they went astray by being separated from you. So many were ill-advised by friends and family to do away with you because they thought you were the problem of the marriage. For example, a man and wife seeking the fruit of the womb might be advised wrongly either by the husband or wife's family to leave the relationship and seek someone to try it with outside. Due to the pressures of family and friends, one of the spouses could compromise, leading to infidelity, and this could lead to eventual separation and breakup of the marriage. Others also leave the marriage because they were not patient enough when the other spouse had financial or health issues. However, some get into other relationships only to find out that you were not their problem and they were the architect of their downfall. Most of the time, they find out that it is too late to salvage back their relationship with you because you have moved on. If it is possible, and they are given the grace, then God gives them a second chance at correcting their errors and restoring that relationship because you have forgiven and let go. When you are separated from your spouse in a relationship, and you know full well that it was not your fault, and that you made effort to make the relationship work, then it is a sign that the relationship was not meant to be yours. It is even better that such a relationship got broken up before you and your partner got married. However, if the separation occurs after you were married, then you have an option of praying for the erring partner to come back, and both of you can reconcile amicably, or you let go of such a relationship and keep yourself chaste. The Bible tells us in 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verses 10 to 11 that the married I give this command, not I, but the Lord. A wife must not separate from her husband, but if she does, she must remain unmarried or else be reconciled to her husband. And a husband must not divorce his wife. This shows that when a spouse is separated from you, you do not have the right to marry another person because doing this is adultery. So you must stay in that relationship until you are assured either God restores your spouse to you by making him regret his mistake and error in separating for you, or you stay unmarried and concentrate on serving God. If the former is the case, then you must open your heart in forgiveness and accept your spouse, and this should be done when that spouse is truly remorseful of whatever he or she had done in the past to cause a separation. If God can give us a second chance at redemption through the death of Jesus, his beloved Son, then how much more we? That means we should emulate this step of God in forgiving and forgetting past wrongs and restoring lost relationships, especially if that is the will of God concerning that relationship or marriage. If the erring spouse is truly a born-again child of God, he or she would find it easier to retrace his or her step through the power of God. Number 2. They try communicating with you always and impress you. This is one obvious way that shows a partner regrets losing you. A partner realized his or her mistake, especially if he or she was the one who initiated the separation in the first place. They realized that you were truly the best for them. Most of the time, they begin to regret why they got separated from you. They also realize it was for matters that could have been handled differently and with patience. Breakup and separation are usually hard. They take an emotional toll on both spouses' minds. Sometimes separation is advised for couples that are passing through domestic violence as well as emotional trauma. Taking time away from the relationship can help reevaluate how each spouse feels concerning their relationship with one another. It is at this point that they truly know how they both feel for each other and they want to make their relationship work again. If your ex-spouse is always looking for ways to communicate and impress you, then it shows they miss you and would do everything in their power to make you accept them back. They already know their flaws and are willing to correct and improve on their attitude because they realize how good you have been to them. They show they are now better people and do things differently. They show up for you and try to make a good impression of themselves on you. This shows they are remorseful and are ready to make the relationship work again. When a breakup occurs in a relationship, the first feeling both spouses feel is that one cannot do without the other. However, that feeling is dispersed by either of the spouses if that spouse is involved in another relationship, only to find out that the person he or she is with does not measure in any way or standard to their former partner. It makes them realize their folly, and they eventually end up regretting their decisions. When you begin to notice that you bump into them frequently, or that they are always texting you and even remembering special events in your life, then it shows they miss you so much and want you back in their life. They also make a conscious effort to impress you and make you know they are changed and are willing to go the extra mile for you. Number 3. They can't seem to move on. One major way that shows your partner regrets losing you is that they can't seem to move on from their previous relationship with you, because they come to realize they were at fault in the relationship. If the relationship was your fault, then they should have no qualms in moving into another relationship, especially if they are sure you are very toxic. The moment they left the relationship, they should have felt liberated and free from whatever they felt you were doing to sabotage the relationship. However, when the partner finds it hard to move on from you, then it means you were not the main cause of the breakup, or that they are willing to start afresh with you so you can make things work again. Even though you were separated from them, you'll notice both of you still have that deep bond and connection that makes it hard to move on to another relationship. This is a sign that both of you can reconcile and work out your differences. There have been so many cases of couples who got separated and even divorced, but later came together and reconciled even after so many years of separation. If you both are Christians, then it is possible that through prayers and an open heart, you can both be reconciled with your spouse. What is most important is to have an open heart and a heart of forgiveness. God is ever willing to reconcile broken marriages. He does not want your marriage to fail. He hates divorce, and this is why he said in his word in Malachi chapter 2 verse 16, "The ball is in your court in trying to accept a spouse that regrets losing you. If you are not sure of your decision, you can take it to God in prayer. You can also visit a marriage counselor or a spiritual head who is experienced in marital issues. They will surely guide you and lead you right." In conclusion, the motive of an ex that regrets losing you is what matters most in considering, accepting, or taking him or her back. If the person is not truly remorseful for whatever he or she did in the relationship that led to the separation, then you have to be careful not to repeat your mistake. When a breakup occurs, it is human nature to miss and long for your ex because you still both share memories of your past love. However, it is important to evaluate if the relationship is healthy and worth salvaging again. Give yourself time to think things over, and most importantly, study God's Word and pray earnestly concerning it. If it is God's will, He will surely guide and lead you right.